Guys, Rick Shaw here on the 22nd of February 2022. We just had a huge downpour outside. Had to take my sweetie up to the guard shack because it was raining so hard and wait for a jeepney. She's going to go down and get her eyes checked today. She's been having a little bit of trouble seeing. Hey, she's 43. It's, about time, but she may need glasses. We'll see. We want to check them out real good and everything. And then also she's going to talk to him because she's been complaining of getting some headaches. So we'll see up with that. I think it might just be all the dust we're getting around here. I'm thinking it's time we, with all the stuff going on, construction and buttoning it down and just letting the air conditioners run, try to keep some of this grit. It's unbelievable how much dust we're getting in here right now. I just dusted this whole thing day before yesterday, and it's just covered. It's covered in dust again. But last night we went up to the guard shack to get some water, and we were talking to the guard, and he said they were fixing the tank, and to try to get that automatic thing working, and that they finally finished, and they're filling the tank. That was when we were up there getting water. They're on city water up there. So I was thinking to myself, gosh dang, why wouldn't they tell us? Why wouldn't they say, hey, we're going to go in and work on the tank. There won't be any water. Fill up all your barrels because it's going to be out for a couple days. I mean, wouldn't you think that's what they would do instead of just shutting us off and not saying a word to anybody? I don't understand these folks. I really don't. I probably never will, but know that when you come here, they do things a lot different than in the States, guys. That's just all there is to it. But it came on last night. We don't know what the heck they put in that tank. Maybe if they cleaned it, what solvent or whatever they used. But the water we got looked like it had milk in it. Every time we had the tank over in Carmona cleaned, we'd get like rust or dirty looking water, and we'd flush that out, and no problem. But here, it was like milk, and it didn't smell good at all. It smelled chemically. So we didn't really use that. We didn't want to. I didn't flush the toilet, but now I'm wondering what's it going to do in my septic tank. So some of the water we were using, I tried to just pitch it outside, but didn't want to wash the dishes in it. And then finally, late last night, the water came on a trickle. There's still no water upstairs at all. We have nothing upstairs, not even a trickle up there. But we've got enough down here that we could do the dishes, and the Instahot was working. So I guess I don't know what's up with this automatic filler. Maybe it's not filling it up full anymore, or they put it too low in the tank. I don't know. But if this is what we got, I don't see as they fixed anything. That's just me. But that's where we're at now. We had a nice trip with the kids. They got some nice time with their friends, and we got to see our buddy Ronald, so that was really cool. But hit you on a little bit of the news I was looking at. I haven't really followed it too much in the last few days, but don't fall for the trap of this Ukraine stuff. I'm not really buying any of it. It's a major wag the dog. Okay. All these people up there, Romney, Pelosi, Biden, all these they got their family. There's a whole bunch of them that got their kids doing business over there. Now there's pipelines blowing up and all this stuff. It's an economical war going on. So Biden's wanting to start something over there to hide all this stuff. I mean, there's billions and billions of dollars going through over there. And I don't get these people when they make so much money. Can they take it with them? I don't know, but these people are just too much for me. But it's a wag the dog, guys, for sure. So, and then the other thing too here, like I always said, these left and right parties are two birds of the same wing, because I'm just seeing now that there's a bunch of Republican senators that want to sponsor amnesty for like $25 million. See, they're not going to have to steal a vote coming up. They're not going to need to, because they're going to have these people voting for all the free stuff. They come in, they give them all the stuff. You don't bite the hand that feeds you, and they're going to let them vote. They're going to let these people who are... What other country in the world allows non-citizens to vote? I can't vote here. In this country, nobody who's not a citizen of a country should be allowed to vote in that country's business. Serious. I really don't think so. But you got these psychopaths running the show. It's just a whole bunch of stuff. There was I put a thing on Telegram about this doctor. He said there was no such thing as brain death, and I made the comment, hey, what about all these politicians in Washington? Come on. So I don't know, but I'm betting my spidey senses and what's coming up next is I'm betting you old Biden's going to declare a state of emergency just like Trudeau did. You watch, because now there's going to be truckers coming his way. And what do they want to shut off Washington, D.C. for? From what I'm seeing on these videos and stuff, there's nobody there. There's all kinds of weird stuff going on at the White House, and this guy's doing stuff on sets and things like that. There was one cameraman. They had him sitting supposedly in the Oval Office, and one of the cameramans got a picture of it that it was just a set. So who knows where? He's a Where's Waldo. So that's where we're at with all these guys. But not a whole bunch else is going on here. We got our buddy Mark's thinking on visiting over the weekend, which is pretty cool. Might ride his bike down. If that's the case, we'll get some nice pictures of his Harley. One of the few Harleys in the Philippines, actually. I know they opened up a big one up in Manila, and you don't see them. I have yet to see a Harley Davidson's on the road. Years ago, you used to see them. Years and years ago. This was back in, back in the 90s. You saw a lot of them. You saw a lot of Sportsters for sure. The 883 Sportster, you could see those regular basis up around Longapo, Manila area. Guys had them. And sometimes it was servicemen that were stationed here buy them, and then they wouldn't take them with them. They'd sell them to a Filipino. And you saw a lot of them. Plus, they're a smaller bike. I had a 883 Sportster I bought, and then I had the 1200 jugs popped on it at the dealership. I had the shocks in the back lengthened. I think they were 5 inches over stock, so that it kicked that thing up, and I had the front end extended. I think we did to get it to equal out. I think we had to do about a 6-inch extension on the front to get it to sit level. Then I had to extend the kickstand and all that, just so that I didn't look ridiculous on it. Most bikes that I sit on, I'm just overwhelming them. I'm just too big, too long in the back, and all that stuff. But that bike was pretty cool. A lot of people used to tease me, what'd you buy a Sportster for? Well, I finally bought a Harley in 2007, was able to pay cash for it, and it was first one fuel injected, and I thought, okay, I'm going to give them a try. I heard about the motor was really good. Well, I'm not going to be one of these guys who goes out and buys their $18,000 one and then find out it's a hunk of junk like I've been hearing for years and years. So I bought the cheap one. And you know something? Great bike, guys. Nothing went wrong with it. Fantastic bike. It's just like when I bought the Kia. I didn't know anything about Kia. I went to Cal Worthington, and I asked the guy, hey, what's your cheapest vehicle on the lot? And they took me back to the Kia Rio. Didn't even have a radio. There was a little 4 on the floor and a 5th under the seat, and it was like $6,200. So I was able to buy that for cash. I bought that car, and I ran the piss out of it. Never had any trouble with it. I mean, it didn't even eat tires, that little car. It was just fantastic, and it was on the road.
I have my dinosaur things done.
Oh, just wait. So that was a great car, and then I wound up buying the Sedona after that. And that Sedona was a nice vehicle. The only thing I didn't like about that dang thing was it had these stupid light turner offers for your headlight. You couldn't turn them off. It would leave them on when you shut the engine off, even if you push the button in, so you could get into your house or something. And then the inside lights would stay on. So what was happening? It was getting the lights left on all the time and just chowing batteries. It's like this Honda here. You know, I wish they'd give you a switch to turn this crap off. When I close my car doors, you know what I want? I want my light to shut off. Let's say I'm in the car and I want to turn the light on. Instead of reaching up, I can crack the door open for a second, like I used to always do. And I got the light on, and then as soon as I close the door, I don't got to wait 30 seconds for these stupid lights to go off. I don't know who came up with that idea, and why did they make it mandatory? Why did they make it so I got to have that? I don't want it. Half the time we come in here, the kids mess with the stupid switch on the light. The stupid lights are on when we get out of the car, and then we find out 3-4 hours later when the battery's frying that the lights were left on, and I got a dead battery again. Yeah. It's to me, it's absolutely ridiculous. Why isn't there a switch where I could disable that? You know, that's just, to me, is all the car manufacturers that are doing it. It's just horrible, and I don't like it. But I wish there was something I could do to fix it. I might dig in there. I'll have to when I'm at the dealer. I wanted to get tires for it. We wound up getting another plug in the front right tire I had to put in because we picked up another nail. So now I've got 3 plugs in that tire. I'm afraid to even put it on the highway. You know, it really sucks. But that's what we're dealing with here. I wanted to replace the tires this month on this car because they're getting hard and don't have good traction. I wanted to put a nice set of Kumos on there. But why? Why should I put it on? So I can have my brand new tires filled with plugs, just like these ones, you know. And somebody left a message on there about, oh, well, at least they're cleaning up the stuff. No, they've always been cutting the grass. They still haven't picked up any of the construction debris. That was promised to me that would be done last week. We still got glass across the street. We got nails and stuff. But I got the kids trained. They're not allowed to go in the grass at all anymore. You know, if they need to cut across the thing, it's just on that one path. But don't do that. Maddie, I don't know what his deal is. I'm starting to get really ticked off at him. He does vicious things to the dog. Like when she's sleeping, he'll grab her by the legs and drag her, like he just did. I don't like that. I don't think that's right when you got a beautiful little animal like this for her to be mistreated. You know, you let sleeping dogs lie. I'm starting to really get fed up with him on it. He's been doing it now for a couple weeks. A couple weeks he's doing this stuff. And I don't know why. He's going through some kind of a phase, and I'm not liking it, that's for sure. But that's where we're at right now with the things that are going on here. We got, heck, the month is almost over already. We only got 28 days in this month. We're hoping that next month things are freed up a little bit so we can get around. I was talking to Tropical Tim. He said, I'm waiting for another video. He said his place is 70% done. So that sounds really cool. He said the electrician was in there. And so that's going to be really neat to see the progress on that. And I'm looking forward to seeing that. We still want to get out to visit him whenever we're allowed to travel. We had the kids in with the tutor this morning. Tutor could only do half a day, so we did a couple hours with each kid, and then we took him back home because he's got stuff he's got to do today. But kids are doing good. Maddie's doing a little bit better. He does a lot better with the tutor than with his mom because sometimes she gets a little upset because he doesn't listen, and you can't get upset. You can't teach somebody who's upset. You have to make it fun. And our tutor that we have now, he's a good kid. He's a happy kid. So, you know, he works on it. He knows Maddie's a slow thing. These kids need to get into a classroom setting again. You know, but even the private schools here, this same mask baloney, or you can't go in, or it's online learning. And they're ruining these kids, guys. Don't think they're not destroying these kids, and I think they willingly know they're doing this. How comes there's no study on this? you look at some studies, independent studies, these guys are saying these kids are getting messed up a little bit. And I've actually seen some homeschooled kids too that are very backwards. Pretty good kids and stuff, but they're backwards. Kids need to socialize. Now, some of this homeschooled kids was no problem because they let them get out and play at the end of the day with their neighbor kids and all this kind of stuff. But some of the homeschoolers I knew over in the Midwest, they locked their kids away from everybody. They don't let them out. We got a neighbor up here, her little girl is so backwards it isn't funny, and she's probably Dorothy's age or older, and she's like a 3-year-old because they never let her out of the house. Never. So, you can't do that either. That definitely messes up a kid. But this convent stuff that they're still pulling, it just seems here like they're not going to quit. They just don't want to. They don't want to stop it. I just seen something that the cases are going up all around here, but not here. I thought that was backwards. I think they would have been dropping, and these ones were going up. But who knows what the first of next month's going to bring, whether they lock us down again or whether they leave it the same or whether they go the other way. Who knows? And then I'm seeing that Governor Gwynn there down in Cebu was getting some people in, that they were going to allow 1,000 in, but you got to get the PCR test, which hardly anybody's using anymore. They're coming out and saying the dang thing's no good. But of course, you don't want to lose the money. I saw some governments already where one government in Africa trashed 1 million of these jabs. Plus, we're starting to see a lot of them. I'm just getting reports on this. Haven't seen it personally. Reports that they're getting a lot of these things that are expired, and they're giving them away. Well, whoa. You want something like that that's expired. First off, it's experimental. Nobody seems to be understanding that by taking it, you're a guinea pig. Serious, guys, look it up yourself. Don't believe me. Look it up yourself. This is still an experimental thing, and how did they get it so fast? With the billions of people on Earth, how did they have so many of them ready so fast? It just seems to me like, man, what were they making, hundreds of thousands a second? It just seems really crazy. But that's where we're at. So I'm going to go ahead and let you go. And hopefully we get water upstairs. I'm going to be awful ticked if it just stays this way now and we have no water upstairs from now until the end of time. I still blame Demeterland. I didn't buy the house from this association. I pay them maintenance fee and water, and I pay all that kind of stuff. But here's the deal. A lot of these places in the Philippines don't have water. So they're not going to do anything about it, guys. This association here, and from what I'm understanding from the people around here, the guy that runs this show, like the owner, you might call him, of this association, they said he is the main karipot. He's the biggest cheapskate on the planet. That's what I'm hearing. Is it true? From what I can see, just not knowing him and seeing what's going on, probably is. Could be. But that's what I'm hearing. So I'm going to let you go. And this is...
Yeah!